Hello, my beautiful people. Love and light. Namaste. This message is for the viewer. If you've come across this video today, there may be a message within the messages here for you, unless you resonate entirely with the full video, the full reading. And if you don't and know of someone who may, please share it forward. If this message does not resonate with you today, keep in mind, time is fluid. It may in the future, it may have already in the past, and or another one of my videos / readings will. Let's see what message is here for you today. I had already pre-shuffled these, and I had already, I always prep my space, and I sage them, or I usually use Palo Santo, but I just wanted to do it again. Normally when I use the phone and I have it in my hand, I do this with one hand so that I don't really have the capability to use both hands, but right now I can. So, wow, there's a lot of energy here. Oh, wow. Okay, so these two are in reverse, I can already tell. So I just want you to know that for starters, the moon fell. This talks about something you don't yet know. There's something being kept from you, but you may be very intuitive. Something that you suspect, pay attention to, because it is very likely that whatever that is, you're correct about. We have the 8 of Wands in reverse, and the 10 of Wands in reverse. So the 8 of Wands is swift energy, is usually very fast moving energy. So there's something that's happening slow, but that's okay. They say sometimes things happen in divine timing, and the master plan must be well thought out, so that it's properly executed. If you do things prematurely, you may fail, right? You don't want to fail. You want to succeed in whatever it is that you're going to do. But let's see what this says, because with the 10 of Wands in reverse, there's a burden that was lifted, or it's going to be lifted. Something that felt kind of troublesome, or just like you have much on your plate. Okay, so the card flipped. There you go. And this one landed over here. Oh, 2 of them. Okay. All right. So we have the Ace of Wands. A brand new beginning, a new journey. There's something new coming your way. This could be a development that perhaps if you were in school or something like that, and that was you're trying to build something, it seemed burdensome, but it seemed like there's a completion, because there's a brand new journey here. There's a brand new beginning. There's a new something new coming forward. And here's the moon. So perhaps this may be something that you didn't expect to happen, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. This particular deck and this card, Ace of Wands, the depiction is of a baby. So that might be the unexpected. Maybe you're pregnant and you don't know it, or someone is pregnant and you don't know it. And so yeah, with the Knight of Cups here, there is either a new love or a premature love, but there's something brand new coming. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. This can very well be the love for this child, because once you learn of it, sure, initially you're a little frightened and whatnot, but then you start learning how to love it, and eventually you're completely in love with your child. With the 3 of Wands, whatever it is that's going to be discovered after this burden has been lifted, and although it took you a while, it's finally here. Maybe you were trying to get pregnant, and it didn't happen fast enough for you. but it's coming. So that being said, with the Three of Wands, this is a decisive energy. This is somebody moving forward with these plans. So what this tells me is that there's a likelihood for some of you, not all, that maybe when you first learn of it, you weren't sure if you wanted to proceed with the pregnancy, but then you do decide I'm moving forward with it. And let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The Tower. Yes, confirmation. This is going to change your life forever. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it's going to change your life. This may also cause some of those toxic people that are still lingering in your space, trying to take your energy to fall off. And that's good. That's like kind of like a snake, right? Shedding skin. You know, you want to shed those energies and the old habits. Maybe this means, you know, maybe you like smoking, drinking, and it's gonna kind of come to an end because you're gonna take better care of your health because of the baby. With the Page of Swords, there's someone watching you. Maybe an elder, like a parent that might suspect that you are expecting. Like, the way I see this is more like, you know how the elderly women, grandmothers usually, especially in the Latino culture or the Italian culture, many cultures for that matter, they're like, oh, you have a glow about you, or, you know, you look like you could be pregnant, or they kind of sense it. So somebody, before you know it, it's already kind of suspecting it. This could be your significant other too, in a sense, because maybe, let's say, for instance, you're, you know, trying to become intimate and during foreplay, you say, oh, you know, my breasts are tender. And he doesn't want to kill the mood by bringing up the fact that you may be pregnant, but he's already now watching you after you said that, right? Something like that. And then we have, wow, yeah. So there's a Two of Swords. This is an internal battle within yourself and or that person, right? Depending on who this reading is for, this is a general reading, so it's really hard to pin exactly. But an internal battle, maybe your significant other, for some of you, may have a hard time, you know, being okay internally. He may not share it with you or her, you know, with the fact that there's a baby on the way. So, yeah, you know, for some of you, it just may be pregnancy. I think it is. For others, it could be just something new. It could be something new in terms of a new partner. And the peeping Tom, as I call the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, could be an ex that is lingering. And when they see that you move forward with this relationship, after you put this to an end, which was that person, and they see that you're with someone new, they come tumbling down in their energy, right? Their ego. They're going to be hurt, and they're watching you. And while they watch you, they're having a hard time deciding to let go of you, not ready to let go of you. And, you know, they may want to come back around or learn to take the L. So, yeah, there's a lot of ways of this reading has several different meanings. Again, this could be a job, a romantic involvement with someone new, or a child. Let's see what our final card is. Ooh, a few fell, so we have more than one. All right, so, and a possible outcome with the Knight of Wands is it is likely that your ex does try to come back and interrupt this, because the Knight of Wands talks about someone who is very passionate with, let's call it sexy time energy. Somebody who has the hots for you and it's craving you in a very intimate sexual way. Okay, so that's what that is. And then, oh, I misunderstood. I called this the Page of Cups, I think. Okay, so it is a new love. Okay, so the Knight of Cups is usually a new romance, right? And this is the Page of Cups. This is a new romance. So the possible outcome for some of you, you will choose the ex from the past. Use discernment. Don't fall into the trap with somebody who's toxic. And some of you are wise enough to know that if that person was no good for you, it's time to let it go. And you do choose the new person, right? And in terms of the job, this is determination, and this is a new love, right? So it's a new journey. You most, if it's about a job, you're definitely going to go forward with the job. If it's about a love affair, some of you are, torn between two. Some of you go back to the ex, some of you go to the new person. And if this is about a baby, you're definitely going to proceed with the pregnancy, even though initially it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, whether for you, for him, or even possibly someone in the family or somebody close. I hope you like your reading. Love and light. Namaste.